Scaffolding in education. The term scaffolding comes from the Wood, Bruner, and Ross 1976 book. It is a metaphor to describe how an instructor can offer assistance to a student to support their learning experience. Scaffolding is when the instructor helps a student master a concept that the student may not be grasping. The instructor allows a student to master as much independently before they assist, helping with things just beyond the capability of the student. Now, what is scaffolding? Scaffolding is a way to empower your students to build on their current knowledge of the specific topic. It is a way to encourage self-reliance in their learning process. It also is a way to help students achieve higher levels of understanding and skills than if they were on their own. There are two different types of scaffolding. There's instructional scaffolding in education, and it's executed in a way by setting a clear learning objective and to offer a level of guidance that adjusts to the academic level of the student. And this can be provided in a traditional classroom and or an online instructional environment. The techniques used can break down bigger tasks into manageable parts by using leading questions or a demonstration of the task to help guide students through the learning process. Another type of scaffolding is conceptual scaffolding. This is important when teaching in problem-based and inquiry learning lessons. This is where students will engage in discovery learning. Conceptual scaffolding will help students navigate complex problems. They can do this by connecting new information with their existing knowledge because of the scaffolding put in place. As your learner moves towards mastery, your assistance is gradually decreased, and this will ensure that their learning experience can help them easily transition to an independent learning style. Now, how many of you want to walk or drive across a bridge that is not done correctly or built out of order? Can you trust it? How many of us want to take a college algebra course without learning the foundations of math? Will you trust your answers on an exam? Just as it takes steps to build a bridge correctly, creating a strong foundation to strong pillars, each step is fundamental. Just like teaching scaffolding in math for a student to learn the fundamental concepts that serve as a foundation for understanding more complex mathematical ideas and solving problems. What is an appropriate scaffolding process? Appropriate scaffolding process involves specific identifiable features. These are in place to allow the facilitation between the instructor and the student. In their article, Instructional Scaffolding, Reading and Writing as Natural Language Activities, Appleby and Langer identify these 5 features. Intentionality, which is the task has a clear overall purpose driving any separate activity that may contribute to the whole. Appropriateness, instructional tasks pose problems that can be solved with help, but which students could not successfully complete on their own. Structure, modeling, and questioning. Activities are structured around a model of appropriate approaches to the task and lead to a natural sequence of thought and language. Collaboration. The teacher's response to student work recasts and expands upon the student's efforts without rejecting what they have accomplished on their own. The teacher's primary role is collaborative rather than evaluative. Internalization. External scaffolding for the activity is gradually withdrawn as the patterns are internalized by the students. Now, what are some of the challenges of scaffolding? It's very time-consuming. There's lack of sufficient personnel. Potential for misjudging the zone of proximal development. Success hinges on identifying the area that is just beyond, but not too far beyond the student's abilities. Inadequately modeling the desired behaviors, strategies, or activities because the teacher has not fully considered the individual student's needs, predilections, interests, and abilities, such as not showing a student how to double-click on an icon when using a computer. Full benefits not seen unless the instructors are properly trained, requires a teacher to give up control as fading occurs, lack of specific examples and tips in teachers' additions. Now, what are some of the benefits of scaffolding? Possible early identifier giftedness provides individualized instruction, greater assurance of the learner acquiring the desired skill, knowledge, or ability, provides differential instruction, delivers efficiency, creates momentum, engages the learner, motivates the learner to learn, and minimizes the level of frustration for the learner. Some of the takeaways. By providing the right amount of support at each stage of the scaffolding process, instructors can ensure that their students are able to achieve their full potential and succeed in their academic pursuits. The purpose of using scaffolds is to make sure that every student learns something. There should always be a balance between giving too much support and removing it gradually. And it's very important to keep track of what you do during your lessons. You will need to record how many times you gave feedback and when you did it, etc. Now use multiple methods of scaffolding. Try out different things like drawing, writing, singing, dancing, playing games, role plays. Make sure that you teach everything thoroughly before moving on to another topic, and always try to find time to review what was taught earlier. Thank you for listening to this, and if you want to find more information, here's the reference page.